What can you say about your two new receivers, Casey and Mario, and what they were able to do for you tonight?
Same thing I said over the summer. I mean, we have an explosive receiver room this season, and, they showed that. I mean, I got them the ball probably 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they turn them to 30, 40-yard plays, and that's what they can do. When they get the ball, they're slippery, and people got to make open field tackles, and, they couldn't do that tonight, and they showed, and we kind of dominated on that part.
We'll go second row on the left side to Alex.
A lot of bubble screens with those guys. Just what is it about kind of their skill set and how you guys feel y'all are able to utilize that kind of route concept?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are fast, they're quick, they're twitchy. And, we talked about getting the ball all week. Coach Klein talked about, we have bubbles the whole game. And, we wouldn't be mad if we threw 10 and got a gain of 5 every play. But, it seemed like that every bubble we threw was 10 or more yards. So, we just kept doing it until they could stop it, and they couldn't. So,
how would you just assess the way you played and particularly the way you threw the ball?
I think I did all right. There were some plays I missed. Obviously, KC was wide open on one of those balls. I think the wind kind of caught it. Also, I was a little bit juiced, kind of let it fly, but kind of mad about that one. But I think I did pretty well overall. Kind of took us some adjusting to do. They didn't come out in what we expected them to come out to. So, first 2 drives were kind of adjusting to the coverages and what they were playing because that's not what they showed on film. We kind of had to change our game plan a little bit. But, once we got rolling, we got rolling.
We'll go front row on the right side to Travis and then Tony.
Yeah, to that end, how difficult was it to kind of game plan for the coverages when they have 10 new guys coming in like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too hard to game plan for, the type of defense that they play when they have the same kind of coach. But, with new players in, maybe they could try something different. But obviously we don't have film on that going into preparation. So, like I said, we just had to adjust in the middle of the game. And we did that. And once we did, plays started to happen for us.
And how would you rate how just kind of the offense ticked along as a whole through the game?
Yeah, I think, the passing game, I think we did a lot better than we've done previously and what we've shown previously. Obviously, in the run game, we got to get moving. Got to cut back on penalties, had way too many, and that put us in some 3rd and long situations to where they could kind of attack with an uppercut and send pressure with cover 2. So, we just got to stop that, and then obviously we got to be better in the run game.
We'll stay on that front row to Tony.
Marcel, obviously, receptions to 11 different guys. You guys are known for being a running team. Mm-hmm. But what is a passing performance like tonight, and just how many different ways you guys are able to attack them with the vertical game, and how much does that help you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously helps when they have so many guys they have to stop. I mean, we have, 4 great tight ends, 6 great wide receivers, and then obviously got four great running backs that can get the ball and check down to. So, they got a lot of people to cover. And, if they can't cover them all, then I'm going to get the ball to them. If they can, then I'm going to run myself. But, they have to choose. They have to play. And, we're kind of taking advantage of that. And I'm glad we got all these guys out of the portal. Some guys can go for this team. And I'm really excited to just see, how we progress throughout the season.
We'll go front row on the left side to Mark.
Marcel, you've seen what Mario and Casey can do all spring. You've seen it all summer. But how much fun was it to see those guys turn upfield and go when it really mattered in front of 100,000 people?
I mean, it was amazing. Just watching Casey on that punt, I mean, I was like, that gave us the spark we needed for the game. And, it was just, that dude's crazy. I haven't seen a punt return like that since Anaya Smith's been here. So, it's great watching him do that. And then Rio, like I said, you throw him a ball behind the line of scrimmage and he turns it into a 60-yard gain. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. So, great respect for those guys. I mean, they're great players, and I'm happy they're on my team.
We'll go third row on the left side.
So what has made you most proud of your development for yourself as a player from, last December against USC to now this season opener against UTSA?
I mean, I feel like it's made me most proud is probably my leadership. I mean, I'm able to communicate with these guys a little bit better. Getting receivers in the film room with coaches, just trying to get that extra connection, build that connection with everybody, and, find ways to, get the ball in their hands. Like I said, we watch every week just to understand each other's minds, what we're thinking on each play, and then, gaining the trust of everybody. I think everybody's come so close together since we've been in this offense for a whole year. And, we got a veteran O-line, some veteran running backs, and, it's special to have a team that has been together for so long, but in a system for so little. And, we're kind of just all bonding together, learning something new, and having fun with it.
We'll go back to TV row on the left side to Parker.
You mentioned you haven't seen punt returns like that since Anais. Almost two people that can do that with Terry and Casey. How does that factor into the explosiveness of that return squad and just maybe what that brings to the table for this team?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it brings to the table: great field position. Terry almost took back two, and he had one on the kickoff return too. So I mean, great athletes. If they have the ball in space, they can make something happen. And it's just amazing that I get to sit back and watch those guys work, because you see it every day. You've seen it since the spring and the summer and fall camp, and just really excited that we have such a great group.
We'll go front row on the right side to Carter.
Marcel, you talked about Craver and KC, and even before you get the ball to their hands, just how much does it help speed up the timing and maybe the spacing, just how different it might feel now compared to maybe last season?
Yeah, the separation is a lot different. Like I said, we watch film together, and, getting in spaces, it's kind of, just a timing thing for us now. And, you seen on that dig route, I threw the ball. I didn't even know where Casey was. I just knew where he was going to be. And, he made a great catch. We had an explosive play on a 3rd and long, and, that kept the drive going. But, things like that is what makes this group so special. And, like I said, I'm really excited just to see how we progress throughout the season.
And you guys didn't get the run game quite going tonight, but just what are your kind of expectations going forward for that, and maybe what kept you guys from really popping off from the run?
Yeah, like I said, there was just there was a difference in what they were playing, and we didn't have kind of many runs prepared. They played a little bit at a different front than we expected, but we have to adjust to those things, and we didn't get quite adjusted. And also just the penalties. We had some good runs, but a lot of them were taken back because of holding calls. So that takes back on yardage. It makes us look worse than what we were tonight, but we got to clean that up.
All right, it looks like that's all we have. Thank you,
All right,
Marcel.
thank you.